Dato Dr Jessie Tang, Chairperson Organizing Committee, Director KSI Strategic Institution for Asia Pacific, PO1 Women's Institution of Management, Dato Halimah Said, Co-Chairperson Organizing Committee, Tan Sri Michael Yeo, President KSI Strategic Institute of Asia Pacific, distinguished speakers, moderators, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, salam sejahtera, and a very good evening. Firstly, I would like to thank KSI Strategic Institution for Asia Pacific for providing me this opportunity to officiate the closing of the 2023 World Women Economic and Business Summit. This event has been a testament to the power, resilience, and determination of women across the globe. It is a great pleasure to be here with all of you. I'm confident that there would have been much sharing and learning on empowering women and their leadership to face the dynamic challenges in the economic and business fields today. The theme of this summit, Advancing Women's Leadership and Championing Diversity, Inclusion and Equality, is a call to action, a commitment to break barriers, and an acknowledgement of the critical role that women play in shaping our world, especially in the face of current and future challenges. Today, we live in a more challenging world as our economy gradually recovers from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Although we managed to battle the pandemic, where women play a significant role, it adversely impacts our lives. Our economic growth was on track to achieve a high-income nation before the pandemic, but now we are struggling to get back to where we left off. Generating economic growth post-COVID-19 pandemic has been a challenging task, not only for us as Malaysians, but also almost all other countries. Besides that, global factors such as the Ukraine war and the tightening of the monetary policy in the US have contributed to lower economic growth and fast-growing inflation, and as a result, affected people's well-being and welfare. Apart from this recent challenge, we are still managing our long-existing challenges, building a nation, and inclusive society is one of them. Being a racially, ethnically, and religiously diverse society, national unity is an overriding value of our economic prosperity and social well-being. Therefore, our government has placed national unity as one of its central policy agendas, with concerted policy strategies and actions to strengthen the value. Although the efforts face several new growing hurdles, we have made notable progress. The National Unity Index, a quantitative policy performance measure, are moderately improved from 0.56 in 2018 to 0.63 in 2022. We must be bold with this achievement and let us step up of our approach for better results. We can only be an egalitarian society with inclusivity, but being inclusive is always easier said than done. As a woman, we understand very well why pursuing inclusivity is a challenging task. We have been in this domain very long, persuading for our right. Although what we have achieved from the struggle has made us who we are today, we still need to excel. Our battle has made many understand that inclusivity is not about gender equality alone, but eliminating obstacles that deprive everyone of success. As a result, the voices of vulnerable groups such as the hardcore poor, persons with disabilities, and indigenous people are now being loudly heard. Currently, policies, strategies, and actions are specifically designed and implemented to remove the barriers that hinder them from having equal footing in our society. Nevertheless, we need to do more because the obstacles are dynamic. In 2021, the population cohort with age 65 and above in our demography exceeded the 7% threshold of the United Nations for Malaysia to be categorized as an aging nation. This cohort size is projected to double in 2040 and reach 20% in 2056. With this trend, we are expected to face significant challenges, especially in sustaining economic prosperity and social well-being. In addition to that, it also corresponds with a substantial increase in demand for geriatric services. Considering the situation, our government has initiated a holistic policy agenda based on a whole-of-nation approach. First, a governance mechanism comprising relevant ministries led by the Ministry of Economics has been established to oversee the policy implementation. Besides that, my ministry has been working with the World Bank to prepare our Aging Nation policy blueprint, which will be ready by the end of the year. In this regard, we will soon organize consultative sessions with the relevant stakeholders, and I would like to urge the women leaders to participate in the progress. I've spoken briefly the concerns of economic and social challenges. Now, I would like to address the environmental challenges and concerns, specifically climate change. Recently, we are experiencing the El Nino heat, extreme calamity of drought and floods, and this has evidently affected crop yield and our food production. Addressing climate change is no longer a voluntary option for us since the threats arise from this phenomenon are imminent. Now, we must have unconditional commitments to our global goals to reduce our carbon intensity against GDP by 45% by 2030 compared to 2005 levels. Knowing that this is a tall order for Malaysia as a developing country, we have decided to mobilize our resources towards the target. In this regard, the government, together with the private sector, need to work hand in hand with a clear focus to tackle the challenge. We must treat climate change as our common problem and reduce its damaging effect. I have an important concern for our women business leaders here. The government hopes we can all contribute more to address climate change and to minimize its effect. This includes the adoption of the circular economy to create responsible businesses, investments that actually say no to waste in their business model. In achieving the carbon intensity reduction goal, our government will continue to offer attractive economic incentives to spur private investments in green technology and innovation. This approach will help market players to reduce their carbon footprints that affect our environment. In addition, our financial sector has been prepared to support the move with better green financing mechanisms and more green financial products. Therefore, please do take the advantage of the opportunity. By addressing these economic, social, and environmental challenges, we are making a better path for us to attain sustainable development. Since 2015, Malaysia and the global society have been working hard towards achieving the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development by the United Nations. Some of our progress and achievements in the 17 Sustainable Development Goals have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Nevertheless, we will continue our efforts towards achieving the SDGs. Ladies and gentlemen, having these challenges ahead, our women leaders carry a crucial role. The critical consideration is which do we, as leaders of our own arena, embrace these concerns. Lessons on leadership have taught us that leadership requires dynamism when contextual changes happen. This has been supported by ample evidence to affirm that leadership based on this principle managed to sail through hurdles. The current global economic situation is apt for us to embrace transformational leadership. Our government is spearheading this effort to the Ministry of Economics. For that, the 12th Malaysian Plan is linked and mapped with SDGs to create synergy in our developmental policies implementation. The policy also embedded in the Madani framework to synchronize with its overarching goals. Realizing the importance of evaluating the policy performance against the targets, we employ relevant indicators and indices based on a scientific approach to qualify the progress. This evidence-based approach will also help to form us to make better decisions on our future policy. As I look in this room and I hear that you have had many more participants, I'm I am still inspired actually, that the presence of remarkable women leaders here. Each one of you is a testament to the power of determination, resilience, and leadership. The recipients of the Women Excellence Award serves as a beacon of hope and inspiration for women in Malaysia and around the world. I urge you to continue to be champions for the change, to be the voice for those who are silenced, and to be the catalyst of a more inclusive and equal world. Your leadership and dedication are instrumental in shaping a greater future for our next generation. I believe the summit has met its objectives as serving as an essential platform for women to share their leadership best practices and knowledge, have fruitful intellectual discussions, and forge meaningful network on various areas of interest. It has reaffirmed our shared commitment to advancing women's leadership and championing diversity, equality, and inclusion. Let us seize the moment and transform it into a tangible action that will shape the lives of women across the globe. Again, I must congratulate KSI for their hard work in making this amazing event. After the summit, everybody will return back to their normal lives and routines, again, in their own duties. Please continue to build upon the networking established here to promote our women empowerment agenda further. Remember that we must champion this cause to bring a better world for all. With that note, I wish you all the best. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
The Honorable Dato Hajjah Hanifah Hajar Taib, Deputy Minister of Economy, Malaysia, Dato Halimah Muhammad Said, Co-Chair World Women Economic and Business Summit 2023 Organizing Committee, Ms. Barbara Menat, Founder World Business Chamber and Co-Chair World Women Economic and Business Summit 2023 Organizing Committee, Professor Annie Koh, Co-Chair World Women Economic and Business Summit 2023 Organizing Committee, Tan Sri Michael Yeo, President KSI, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I take this most opportune moment to express profound gratitude to the august assemblage of guests and participants who took part in the summit and shared their valued insight, suggestions, and thought. It is indeed an honor to host this very important summit and cater to all the delegates and dignitaries who, despite their myriad pre-engagements and busy, made it to the conference. It speaks volumes about the zeal and enthusiasm of all present here to learn, share, and disseminate learnings. On behalf of the organizing committee and KSI, and especially the staff, I would like to express my deep gratitude to our royal guest of honor, Her Royal Highness Tuanku Aisyah Rohani Tengku Besar Mahmud, Tunku Ampuan Besar Negeri Sembilan, and to our distinguished guest of honor, Her Excellency Armida Salsia Alice Dabana, via video message, Under Secretary General of the United Nations and Executive Secretary to the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, or ESCAP. The Honorable Dato Sri Hajjah Nancy Shukri, Minister of Women, Family and Community Development, Malaysia, and the Honorable Dato Hajjah Hanifah Hajar Taib, Deputy Minister of Economy, Malaysia, for being here on this special occasion. Their words of wisdom will indeed inspire us to greater heights in championing gender equality and empowerment. I am indeed thankful to all the honored speakers and moderators for being with us and contributing efficiently to make this event a grand success. Your creative ideas and suggestions are worth pondering over and have widened the scope of the topic under review. I also wish to acknowledge the devoted endeavors of the organizing team, teachers, and other staff members. They all have strived hard to execute the assigned tasks and to extend hospitality to the participants and guests. This conference would not have been possible if it had not been your commitment. Thank you once again. I express my heartfelt thanks to the press and the media, the sponsors and award recipients for your support and contributions that we attribute the success of this conference to. Finally, once again, I would like to thank each and every one of you for being a significant part of this conference and for forging new friendships and partnerships. Thank you all.